In this video, we are going to determine whether the lines through these pairs of points and these pairs of points are parallel. Two straight lines are parallel to each other if they have the same slopes. So let's say this is a straight line and this is another straight line. They are parallel to each other and the slope of this one is m1, slope of this one is m2. Then if they are parallel, then m1 must be equal to m2. This is a both-way implication, which means the following. If two straight lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. If the slopes of two straight lines are equal, then the lines must be parallel. So please keep that in mind. In order to find the slopes of these lines, we need to use the slope formula. M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. By the way, in this problem, to determine whether the lines are parallel, all we need to do is to find the slope of this line and then find the slope of this line and compare them. I'm going to call the slope of this first line m1 and the slope of the second line m2, and then use this formula to find the slopes. And let me go further and label this point as x1, this as y1, x2, y2. Now my first slope m1 is going to be y2 minus y1. y2 is negative 1/2 minus y1, which is negative 3/4. So I'm going to put a parenthesis, negative 3/4, divided by x2, which is 2/3, minus x1, which is negative 1/3. So I'm going to put it inside the parenthesis. Now I'm going to simplify it further. m1 is equal to, in the denominator I have 2/3 plus 1/3, which by the way is going to be 3/3, which is 1, because this negative and negative, they are going to make it positive if you multiply. Similarly, on the numerator, two negatives multiplied together is going to give me positive, so it's going to be positive 3/4, and then don't forget the minus 1/2. So if I continue, I get the following. m1 is equal to, in the denominator it's 3/3. On the numerator, we kind of have to manipulate things. These denominators are not the same, 2 and 4, so I'm gonna make the denominator same by multiplying negative 1/2 by 2 and dividing it by 2, and then I have 3/4, which by the way is equal to negative 2/4 plus 3/4 divided by 3/3, which is just 1. So I could write this as m1 is equal to negative 2/4 plus 3/4 is going to be negative 2 plus 3/4, and the whole thing is divided by 1, so I don't need to write it. So my slope m1 is going to be 1/4. Now let's go ahead and find the second slope. And to find the second slope, I'm going to do some labeling here. I'm going to call this one my x1, y1, x2, y2, and then again I use this formula. m2, that's the slope of the second line, is going to be y2 minus y1. y2 is negative 2/3 minus y1, which is 1/3, divided by x2, which is negative 3 minus x1, which is 1. And on the top I have negative 2/3 minus 1/3 is going to be negative 3/3, and in the denominator I have negative 4. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. On the numerator I have negative 1. In the denominator I have negative 4. Negative and negative is going to cancel, which is going to be 1/4. So my m2 is equal to 1/4. Now I compare the m1 and m2. So here is my m1, here is my m2. Both are equal to each other because they are 1/4 each. So m1 is equal to m2. Therefore, actually m1 is equal to m2 is equal to 1/4. So just to clarify. Therefore, the two lines that are under consideration, this one and this one, they are parallel to each other. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.